Hey, so this is Adam. I wanted to make this group of videos. I'm trying to do one a day because I want to, figure I can make a YouTube series. Why not? Everybody else is doing it. Figure out why not me too. But I really need to document for training videos because I want to hire more people. We have a couple of different companies here. This is one in particular. This is Mid Atlantic Water. This is one that I'm partnering with two other people. We originally took it over back in about June or July of this year. I don't remember which one. It was on a so I'll show you the other ones. It was on a it hit a rough patch in its life as a company. It's been around for a decent amount of time, but it hit a rough patch. So January was rough. This whole year, 2019, was rough for them. But it hit a bit of a rough patch. So we figured we can help the owner out. 2018, yeah, it was 2018 was about a rough patch because this was probably the lowest of the company had been in years. So I think we have the data for all this stuff. Let me see. Yeah, it's in there. So it was a steady incline from 2015 up. 2016, 2017 was a good year. And there was only one person working at the company at the time. 2017, it was in a decline for 2018. And myself and another partner came in right about June, July of 2019 to help out. It was a personal friend. He was working it by itself, got it to about $500,000 a year. So he did a really good job. But just for whatever reason, that year was tough. Extenuating circumstances happened. So we decided to help out. We switched over to Shopify in March. So you can see we were building the store in January, February. In March, everything switched over. It's been rocking and rolling on Shopify ever since. Shopify is, one of the better platforms for e-commerce. So we figured we'd use it for this one. It's pretty easy to use. So as of right now, I haven't paid attention to it very much since August of 2020. Reason being is my other company, or the other company I partnered with, let me clarify that. We have a service company here in Baltimore, and then we have an e-commerce store in Baltimore as well. And that company is taking probably 90 hours a week of my time for right now. It's been growing steadily. And we are starting to chargeback. Shoot. We are starting to expand this one. This is another group of owners, not the same people. So I'll show you the analytics for this one. So back when the pandemic hit, everything got crazy. So I decided to go all in on e-commerce for this specific business because we had some success before, and I hadn't really worked on it at all. So I figured, give it my best go and figure it out for us so we can get this rocking and rolling. It's a good supplemental income for this business specifically. So that's why I figured I'd get it rocking and rolling so we can make this one work. And it's when we started this one around the same time, 2019. This one was in July. So this is the 30th. 30th, all right. So this one has grown steadily. We really started in July 2019. Didn't really pay attention to it hardly at all because this was basically a side business for this other company that I'm partnered in. Basically a side business. And every now and then we got an order, so we played around with it. But pandemic hit in March, so I figured let's go all in and figure out how to make this work. So I have a little background in marketing, SEO, all the good stuff. I left my dad's company back in 2018. Started my own marketing firm, a boutique marketing firm. It didn't have many clients. Probably had 15 at most. Did a good job for everybody. Did a decent amount of business, but this one specifically, I partnered in it because I saw the opportunity, and I saw that I was friends with the owner, really good friends with the owner, and he said, "Hey, Adam, I have this opportunity for you. Do you want to take it?" And that was the original goal of me starting my own marketing company, was to partner in other companies, buy their businesses, and expand them. So that's what I did. March 2020 came around, and we grew steadily. Till last month was a pretty big month for us, about $112,000 in that month. This month is going to end up at about probably 80, 85. I have an order that we need to place with the company. I just need to call them up, and it'll probably be between today and tomorrow. So about $80,000 this month. So this one's rocking and rolling. We have another one we're starting up. It has no has traffic to the website. It has no sales as of right now. What are these ones? Nope. These businesses are actually difficult to get into, so that's why I like them as e-commerce stores, because you have to have a specific license to sell the stuff. So I like businesses that have a high. No, I know you don't have any traffic today. Chill out. That have a high barrier of entry, so you can't really get into them. But you can apply the teachings, or not the teachings, but the lessons that we're going to go over to any company that you work with. But these ones specifically, I like. For e-commerce, I like high margin. Actually, margin isn't that big of a deal. It's a decent margin for this one. Let's see, no sales. So this one's starting to get on its feet. So we haven't really worked on it. We just put some of the products up. Haven't done much to it at all. But we're starting to build it out so this one can get rocking and rolling as well. The goal is to get it almost as big as this one. So this year to date is getting pretty good. Year to date. So this year we've done about 300 grand, and we had to take a back seat for the majority of the year because we have 20 employees here, so we have to focus on building a service business. And I'm also they call me the general manager here, but I do a decent amount of stuff, and I'm also one of the sales managers. So I do pretty much all the sales for our business here. So that's taken a decent amount of my time, and haven't really had much time to work on this, hardly at all. But it did a steady $20,000, $30,000. We were happy with that. It was a net profit of about 12 to 15%. So we were happy with it. One or two orders came in a month. We shipped them out. We figured out how to do all that, which is shipping out big things is hard to do. We have recently learned it's hard to do initially if you don't know what you're doing. But I digress. I'm rambling at this point. So we decided, all right, e-commerce is the way to go for us in the future. We are going to keep a service business, but we're going to expand the e-commerce business to be the primary business. The primary business right now does about $3 million a year. We want to expand the e-commerce business to match that. And this one has the potential to do that. This combined with this one. So one is in the mini split ductless space. One is in the tankless space, tankless water heaters, boilers, all that type of stuff. One is in the ductless mini split space. So we have the potential to do that here, and that's what we're going to do. So we want one to be a supplemental business, one to be supplemental, one to be primary. Primary business is going to supply the service business their work, because believe it or not, a decent amount of the sales that come into the service business, I think about 25% as of right now, come through the website that don't end up being sales on the website. So we have a consulting side to the store got ductless. You have to actually, if you want to sell ductless equipment, forewarning, you need to know what you're doing. And the reason we can do it fairly well, fairly confidently, is because we have a service business that actually does that here. So shipping it out, getting good prices from suppliers, ordering direct from manufacturers, all that is, I don't think I've not worked 80, 90 hours a week since, I'd say probably July last year. June, July is kind of the busy season, and I'm a decent, I like to work for the most part all the time, but putting in that much time to one thing, because I was, running my service business. I had a marketing consultancy. I did a little consultancy on the side. I haven't done any of that in about a year. So dedicating all my time to one thing has been a challenge for me. So this I'm just going to introduce you to the business. This is a water treatment business. You need to know what you're doing to get into this as well, but you can still take the learnings to almost anything you're doing. So the average cart value for the business is what we're going to pay attention to over time. I want to see what happened during the times that it was high, why it was high, what we sold, where the traffic came from, all that stuff. Because the traffic really hasn't dipped down too much, but the sales have. Like I said, I haven't paid attention to it hardly at all because, you know, partnerships are like relationships. You go through rough patches. So about August, we were doing great. So I expected to be just full transparency, expect to be compensated for it. Wasn't. So I said, you know what? I have to focus on the service businesses I'm running. I am compensated there. So I'm compensated fairly there. So I need to focus on that. So me and the partners got together. It started declining back in about January. You started seeing dips in it. So yeah, this is when I stopped paying attention to it. This is when it hit the shitter. So me and the owners got together and said, okay, let's give it one more shot. We're going to compensate everybody fairly for it. So we're going to go at it again. So I'm going to take a look at what's going on. This is going to be a compilation of videos, basically explaining the thought process, doing triage work, figuring out what worked, what doesn't, what we can do, etc. I don't like the sales attributed to marketing because I can see in the marketing platforms that they have a lot more sales. The sales for the marketing platforms is probably half the sales coming into the website. So I don't know what the Shopify thing is talking about. Anywho, this is just the introduction video to what we're going to do. Let's, everybody's doing some type of challenge. Let's not make it a challenge. Let's do a 30-day triage. We need to get this up and rolling. And we need to get all the owners paid to it because they're friends of mine. So let's make it happen for them. I'm going to work not just 80, probably about 100 hours a week or so. All my time is going to be dedicated this month to either family time or working time. And I have to balance the hours pretty regularly. So I'm going to have to journal everything to make sure I'm staying on track. So it's going to be pretty tough. We're going to make it work. Actually, you know what? It won't be that tough. It'll be tough to get this back up and running. $22,000 for this one, I don't even think covers the cost of goods sold and the overhead. Actually, I think 25 might do it. So this month might cover cost of goods sold and overhead. We're not losing any money this month. But it is not a good month at all. Yeah, 22 grand is kind of pathetic for this one. Shoot. That's what happens when you don't pay attention to your company. You let it goes way down the wayside. Search is Google Ads. This is not, this is not Google Ads. This is Facebook. This is SEO. Direct. I don't know why they call it direct because we hardly get any direct traffic from anybody. There's not 1,200 people around the country searching for this business. Maybe they come from a page and then go to the front page after that, but there's not 1,200 people that know Mid-Atlantic water around the U.S. that are actively searching for us or actively going to the website every month. That's just not happening. So attribution here is a little wonky. I don't really like Shopify's dashboard for all the sales and marketing stuff. Their sales data is pretty good. Like the average order value, this is helpful. This is helpful somewhat. This is somewhat helpful as well. But I really like either Google Analytics does an okay job. Umbrello, that might not be its actual name, but it does an okay job. I don't know. There's not really a program I like very much for the sales and marketing of this, like tracking this stuff. So that's a problem. I see 101 unclosed orders. I don't actually fulfill the orders of this one. I rely on a partner to do that, and looks like it's not being done very well. All right, so we got a lot of work to do. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to stop rambling, and I'm not going to edit this stuff. So you get what you get.